Hello everyone and welcome to Of Bricks and Dragons. Today we're doing our Star Wars weekly role-playing game. We're changing it over from doing this as a D6 to a D20. Mainly, I've said this before, but mainly the reason why I'm changing the format is I'm doing Dungeons and Dragons and then I'm doing D6. And the D6 I have a lot of home rules. We're actually getting really close to doing it as a D20 anyways. I figured, why don't I, instead of having two different rules, I'll just stay with the one rule set. So this will be a little bit more of a 5th edition style than it would be for what they originally did. And I know that even in looking everything up, we have, this was the original book, and of course I have some paper on the top. This was the core rule book originally, then they had a revised edition, and then there's the saga edition. So I don't know, and I'm not looking around to really look for all this newer stuff or the other stuff. I know that they have the newest version of Star Wars, which is done by Fantasy Flight Games. This is a version I have. I'm going to kind of go with this in a couple instances where the way this explains things compared to what 5th edition is in D&D is saying how to do things. I'll take 5th edition a little bit. The only thing I'm really going to change here, and this is just kind of going off of my thought or whatever, or whatever. In like the 3rd edition, 3.5, you had like a -4 if someone was right next to you. And then I saw another where it said if you're firing into something and you have one of your allies sitting right next to, then you had a -4, whatever. And that's why I was looking that up when I was doing Star Wars or Dungeons and Dragons the other day, because I actually had to walk up. So that would, anyways. Because we're dealing with guns and everything else, and people shoot, point blank range and all that. I'm not too worried about that. They do have a system in place here that for 5th edition, like with a bow or whatever, you'd have disadvantage, so you roll 2 20-sided dice and you take the lower one. I could see that. So taking the 5th edition, and that's why I'm seeing that. Yeah, not quite as likely, but we'll run with it because that's the 5th edition rule. So if you're used to 5th edition, this is going to run a little bit closer to that. We still have our armor class and everything else, which is what I've been kind of doing. Running this more as a on the ground campaign. Our characters are starting off as level 2. Just explaining this, so if anyone's kind of following along, trying to figure out where we are. So we have Harry, we have James, we have Barry, and we have Zeros. So Zeros is not done up as a droid. Zeros is actually done up as a regular character, but he's going to be our droid. So I've changed our figures a little bit. Fits the map a little easier. So there's Zeros. Here's Harry. With the helmet on is going to be Barry. And we have James. I tried using one of those AI programs or whatever to try and see if I could get like a little picture of them done up in an anime style. The oddest thing is out of it took me a while just trying to get 3 characters done up that didn't look like stormtroopers, and I finally got it. One of them, one of the pilots came up as a girl. I'll run with it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. The character is the character. So I think at this point, that's how I'll run it. Barry will be a girl instead of a guy. It's not changing hardly anything. So James, Barry's got the helmet on, Harry there, and then we got Zeros. We'll run with it. So what we're looking at is we have another abandoned station that is built into an asteroid. So where we're sitting right here, move the camera back just a little bit and I'll angle it. Oh, all right. So you can see our characters on the very bottom of the screen. So essentially this is coming in from the landing platform. Again, this is an old abandoned base. We're not exactly certain what it was being used for. And we're just kind of going from there. I know you can see everything in here. Some of the stuff will be, and some of it may be changed. So we'll just kind of go from that point. So, like I said, this area is going right into our hangar. We're coming in off the hangar. We will have Barry, James. I'll move them up just a little bit. Then we have Harry and Zeros. Now, what they happen to see is a row of doors, and then we have a door here, and the like. I don't know how well you guys can see that, so thinking about it, what I'm gonna do is I pull out some of my D&D doors, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put up door tokens so everybody can kind of see a little bit better where doors are, because these maps are really nice. They are very helpful in so many ways, but there are times where it's just hard to see. Oops, wrong doors. What you're really trying to look at. So just trying to put doors in here so everyone can kind of see this. All right. I think I do have a couple more doors I can put out. And I think I've collected all the doors I've got. I've got other figures in here, but I don't have. This is nothing. This is just as a weight, because unfortunately, as this has been folded up, it just wants to raise up there a little bit. I think that's about all they can see. All right, which is still plenty of doors here. Let's see, as I'm grabbing things in here, just trying to see what other fun things I have. Looks like I've got pretty much everything I need at the moment. We'll work with it as it is. Just looking at some of the figures, I have some little odd figures or whatever. So, okay, I guess that's going to be it. All right. So, if we're going to clear this out, I think the first thing we should do is probably, let's take a look in these doors. See, these are nice dice. You can kind of see what we have here. So I'm going to roll them. We're just trying to check the doors. So, and I don't know if they're going to be opened or not. This one is locked. This next one is open. It's just essentially rags in there. Next one is locked, and that looks like that is a 9. It is unlocked, but shoot, I was thinking about this earlier. Now I just put my stuff on top. See how I keep stuffing stuff? Alright. It is just how my mess always goes. Alright. I need my tokens. So these are essentially like some sort of space rat that jumps out. The door opens, it jumps out. And we're under attack by a space rat. Okay, so I don't know who's going to open the door. 4-sided. So just kind of going simple. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so it was James that open the door. We'll see if it attacks him or not. And it hits him. And it gets him for all of 3 points of damage. So, let me look for James. And grab my pencil here. And I gotta find his hit points. So the program I used, there was a program online that actually does help you make up characters. I remember this from years ago. Oh, here we are. Wound points, fatality points. -3. So that's essentially where I got my characters from. I just kind of made it off of that. I didn't transfer them. It's free to use online. You know, the whole thing is, and I'll show you Harry here. So as we look at this, so we have a human tech specialist level 2. It gives us our strength and everything else, so it's all there. The only thing is once you make your character, you're not going to be, anytime you level up your character, you're going to have to do it on your own. So there's that. Tech specialist skills has all that going there, including all your equipment, so you have all of that there as well. So for me, it was a way to quick get things going. I did this during the week when I had time to get it done. All right. I don't remember the name of the program. What I did is I looked up D20 Star Wars character generator, and that's where I got the program from. It was just a complete online thing. It's nothing to download, so for anybody that's concerned about downloading things, it wasn't doing any of that. So I know I've used it in the past and I never had that issue. So that's, the reason why I'm bringing that up. If anyone's wondering about it for doing some of these older games, there are resources out there. Some people are interested, some people aren't. So, all right, so I'm just gonna put the guys all over here. Let's see, this one I believe was unlocked, so I'm going to do that, and then this one I'm going to do like this as well, so that way I know that those doors were unlocked. Our space rodent is right there. All right, so now we have James that's going to attack, and we roll a 5, and let's see. I do not believe he's going to make it because our space rodent has a little bit more defense than that. Feats here. It's not as nicely laid out on this sheet as it is on some of the other stuff. All right. And no, it's not. I thought I had that listed on here because I could have swore when I was looking at it I had everything there. Oh, all right, here it is. All right, blaster pistol. Okay. Doesn't look like I have any extra pluses. So it's just a miss. All right, going for our next one. Dexterity 4. Should be about a 9. I had a 5. In all, it should be a 9 because you would be using your reflex. So, boy. Okay, so Barry misses. Then we'll have Harry. Harry shoots. He hits the little bugger. Godforsaken little rat. Okay, and then he's going to roll 3d6. So I could actually use a little extra dice than what I have. 1, 2. And to think I just put all my 6-sided dice away. good news is I do have more dice here. I mean, you see the pool table, and you see that I have plenty of dice rolling around, and you know, I've got dice and I've got Lego figures and stuff like that. So, alright, there's another six-sided. That was like the first D20 I ever got. Still have it. Sucker's colored all the could be, but it's still there. Alright. One extra six-sided collected here. And we roll. What we get? We got 6, 11 total. Alright. So, our little rat is dead and gone. So we'll take that token out of the way. Okay, so now we're going to need Barry, or zeros. We'll start off with Barry. And we're going to have Barry see if he... Oh, no, not Barry. I need Harry. Barry and Harry. And then I'm getting them confused. Harry. Harry's our tech specialist. Let's see if he can't get those doors opened. Seeing that they're locked. So, looking at our sheet, computer use is a +3. And I have skill focus, so it looks like I got... Oh, okay. So it's a +3 modifier. So I'm trying to roll about a 10, and I make it. So we get this door opened up, turning it sideways. Again, there's nothing in there. And the last one, 14, we're going to get that door opened up. As I've got a little bit of tape on these to try and hold them upright, because otherwise they like to pop out of there. And then the tape's sticking together, which is silly and funny. Alright, so if they're all open, I'll just shove them off here. There was nothing available, or nothing of any use in there. So whatever this was, I mean, we're not obviously figuring anything out from there. Okay, we're going to check this room right here. So check the door, and the door is going to be unlocked. We'll open the door up. So, as you can see, this is laid out as a series of beds. This is a big common room, and we're going to have 3 more of those rats coming out. Alright, now I got to get 2 more tokens. So, 1 and 2. As I'm trying to grab my paper tokens, one falls out. The nice thing about the way I've got these are, because these are just rats, I'm using them as space rats, I've got written on the back side, so that way I can figure out which one I'm trying to label. So I have rat 2, rat 5, this one is listed as rat 3. That way when I'm making notes and I'm trying to figure out who, you know, what critter I'm attacking or whatever, I can try and make heads and tails out of that a little bit better. Alright, so we're going to pile into here. Kind of standing on the bed a little bit. Of course we have zeros taking up the rear. Okay. So first we're going to roll for the rats. The rats get a 1. And then us as a group, we get a 5. So we win over the rats for initiative. So we're going to start shooting at the rats. So we're going to take James. He's going to start shooting at our lead rat. James rolls a 13. That hits the rat. We have 3d6 for our damage. And we've got 11. And that's enough to take out the rat. So our lead rat is gone. Our second one here, we'll have Barry shooting at this one. And Barry gets an 18, so it hits. And that kills off that little rat. Okay. And then we have Harry here. He rolls a 17, and of course he's carrying the same type of pistol that everyone else is, and he kills off that rat, so not a big deal. Okay. Apparently we're nothing but exterminators today. Alright, so we'll rummage through. We do happen to find some credits in one of the lock boxes. It looks like somebody missed. And rolling that, looks like we got plus 82 credits. So I'm going to write that down on James. Plus 82 credit. And I know that in the past we really haven't been worrying about it all that much, but I just figured, hey, we'll start opening this up a little bit more and seeing what we can find. Okay, so we'll back out of this room. Everybody gets out of here. We're going to start investigating our next room. So, line up here. Keep Harry. We got Barry and then zeros in the back. See if this is going to be a locked room or not. Making it just random. Room is unlocked. So we'll open the door. And of course, this is a hallway, and it looks like we have different separate rooms. So we'll open up the first room. Unlocked. So we open up the room. It is not a bed in there. What we find is like a tank, and there's some computer equipment and everything else. So to the best of our guess, it might be, say, like a Bacta tank or something. Not exactly certain what this is. Let's see if I can find. My mind is racing on this now, and now I'm like, wait a minute, I think I have like a Bacta tank somewhere. And then I'm not finding it. Which would just figure. Yeah, I don't know where I put it. All right, so we have a tank there, but can't find anything in, or there's nothing that we can tell. I mean, we're not. I mean, I've got 2 pilots, an engineer, and a droid. So, as best as we can tell, it'd be like a Bacta tank. All right, so we're gonna go off to the next door. Well, we'll do the one right behind it. That one is locked. And we'll have Harry try and unlock it. And of course he gets that one unlocked. Again, we have another Bacta tank set up. So there's something going on. This may have been used as maybe a medical facility. Going on to the next one that was locked. This one, or Harry gets it unlocked. This time we're going to have a rat coming out at us. So Harry's unfortunately standing right in front of the door, as we're just kind of going right down the line. Alright, our rat gets a 13, Harry gets a 14, so Harry wins that challenge. Harry shoots at the rat. He gets a 9, and he's got plus 3, so he hits just barely. And then he kills off the rat. So the rat is dead. Okay, so now we're going to check this one. Let's check in the door. Got a 13. That one opens up. Another Bacta tank. Seems to be a common thread going through here. 11. It's open. Another Bacta tank. Another 11. That one's open. Same thing. Bacta tanks back to back. So all these rooms are nothing but back to tanks. We'll go through, clear these out. Another back to tank, and we have the last two doors. We get those open. I'll just do that. Now these doors are a little different. We open these up, and then we find other kind of science program stations or whatever. We'll have James hook up his, because he's got a computer on him. He's got a data pad, and he's got apparently he doesn't have it. Zeros must have it. I thought he gave it to the because I had James, not Harry. Harry. All right. All right, and one Mastercraft data pad, and he's got data card. He's got a bunch of blank data cards. So we're gonna try and download. We're gonna use our data pad to hook up to the computer, and he's gonna try and download what program is being or was being used on this, seeing that there's all of these here. Now it's a very good chance that this was nothing but just a medical facility that had been taken over maybe by pirates and then they left or something, who knows, but we'll go from there. Okay, so instead of these being bathrooms or whatever, these are just essentially all mothballed to become control programs or whatever for whatever the back the tanks are. Alright, so we'll exit out of here, start going forward again. We open up into this nice big sprawlway. Alright, so we do have a door that goes off here. Seeing that it's right there, we'll check it. This door is unlocked. We get it unlocked, we'll open it up. This hallway seems to have been collapsed. It looks possibly on purpose. So whatever was going on, you know, maybe it was under attack or something like that, and that was an escape avenue that they had. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's collapsed. So we could get partially down there, but you'd have to drill the rest of the way just to get through. We do have doors right here, so that would be like a double door. We're going to open that up, and what we're going to find, if we open the door, yep, we do. Open the door, we're going to go in here and we're going to find a computer control system. So this is like a security system. All the cameras at this point are all blank. There's nothing running. So I guess at this point we'll just kind of leave it be, because whatever this was, obviously it doesn't seem like anything's there. And we'll just keep pushing on. We're just going to keep going forward here. We do have this room. So we get into this. We'll open the door. I rolled a 17, so it's unlocked. Essentially all I'm rolling is if it's 10 or under 10, then it's going to be locked, and we'll just have to get it unlocked. If it's anything over 10 or above, then it's unlocked. Just trying to keep some randomness to this. Alright, so we got James, Barry, Harry, and zeros. Alright, so we have all these little rooms. Well, let's open up the first one. Let's see what we get. First one is locked, so I'll try this one here. And that one's locked. We'll try the next one. 15. Alright, so we got 2 more rats coming out of there. If I can keep it standing. The unfortunate part is this is where, I've got this here to try and hold that down, but it's just because it's been folded up for so long. All right, so we got two rats, and of course we had James here. So James is the one that gets the brunt. So we'll see who gets the initiative here. All right, so the rats go for initiative. They get a 19. James gets a 18. Rats win on this one. Okay. I'm just keeping our initiatives very, very basic. I know that there's initiative modifiers. I didn't give the rats any bonus to the initiatives. And I'm actually cheating. I'm using a different character. I'm just renaming it to the rats. So it doesn't look like it's got any initiative. Looking at it, so let's see. James would have had a initiative modifier +4. So James technically wins. So we'll go with that. Looking at our critter here that I'm using as our space rat, it doesn't seem to have anything here. If I use the dexterity, it's a +2 compared to James having a +4 for the initiative for that. So all right, James wins. Let's see if he happens to tag our rat. We got a 9 because there's the dot there, and he's got a +4, so that hits, and the rat is dead. Now the next rat, having the chance, comes up and attacks him. Gets a 17, which is enough. His defense was 17, so it's just enough to hit him. And it has a 1d4. Hits him for 4. Let's see. James. Now he's been hit before, so that takes him down to an 8. Now these are coming off of his vitality points. So you got to remember there's the vitality points and wound points. I'm not changing that because they do have some weapons in here that will completely go by or go go strictly past the vitality and straight into your wound points. So I don't really want to change that just in case it would mess something up. Trying to keep it as close to this as I can. Like I said, just I really haven't even been following the whole advantage disadvantage. I'm just kind of going with it as it is, and we're just doing it that way. Nice and simple and easy for everyone. I think at this day and age, we watch enough martial arts, and you have people that are using guns as martial arts weapons and everything else, and I think it's called a kimbo. Could be wrong. We're just running with it. All right. So the rats attacked him, hit him. Barry is not in a position because the rat just moved up. So it will be James' turn to move. Now that the rat has moved up, there's a chance that Barry could do it. And at this point, I think I might add like a -4 for Barry to try and shoot at it, because he's trying to shoot into a doorway and everyone else is all close quarters here. All right, so this is James. He missed with a 2. Barry, our rat has got an armor class of 12. That -4 I was talking about, so Barry's going to have to get a 16. Obviously, Barry misses as well. The other two can't do anything. They're outside. It's just for naught for them. So we're just going to let it go. The rat has its turn. Rolls a 4. Does not get through to James. James gets a go and gets a 19. So 19 and I rolled 5, so that's just barely enough to kill off the rat. The rat's gone. Alright, so we get to look into this, and looking at this room looks like it is nothing but a, for lack of better ways to see it, like an animal pen. Like it's meant to hold these rats. So whatever's going on, I don't know if someone was trying to breed these rats or something, or what's going on here. Something's just not quite right. We'll just kind of go with it as it is, and then we'll go from here. Okay, so our rat is gone. We're just going to continue down. We're not going to worry about unlocking them, because if these are holding pens, so we got these 13. That opens up this next one, and again we have 2 more rats in there. I'd throw more, but it just seems like they'd be on top of each other, which rats are likely to do that, but I just don't figure we have at least 2 of them. Alright, so the rats get a 11, and James gets an 18, so James gets 16. So James goes first. He rolls a 5, which misses. Okay. Just kind of looking at my sheet, that's all. You know, the whole thing is I don't make these characters up all day, every day. I mean, there's years ago where I remember we used to make these all the time, and I could look at this stuff and have no questions about anything. That's right. I spent more focus on James and Barry being pilots, because that's what they're there for. They're trying to make sure that we're where we are, and I wasn't trying to specialize in guns. So unlike my fighter in my D&D, where he's specialized in bow, he's better with the bow than he is with the sword. I'm being watched by a bunny. I got a young gentleman watching me. Alright, so he missed the rat. The rat attacks him, and rat got a 3. Barry's going to try and get closer. Now that's just a movement. He can try and shoot, or she can try and shoot, and gets a 3, completely misses. Alright. Rat's turn again. Rat gets a 19. So that means the rat gets to roll a 2. So James gets hit for 2 more points of damage. I think I'm going to have to start taking James out of the front line here pretty quick. Alright, he's down to 6 vitality points out of 15. Okay. He shot, rat got back at him. Barry loss is where the rat just attacked him, then he should have the attack back. And he got a 20. Alright, so he hits the rat, and the rat is no more. Okay, now the next rat, because Barry can't see anything in there, Barry's, you know, the rat not close enough. It's that, you know, it's got cover. So the next rat comes up. I gotta grab the right die. Gets a 7, is not enough to hit James. Oops. James then rolls a 13, which is enough for the rat. And then we get a 7 for sure. I got a die playing the top. Wow, it is just spinning. It looks like an extra 2. So that'd be 9 points. Definitely enough to take care of the rat. So our rat is out of there. Alright. You know, with 2 pens like this, I think we're going to leave the rest of them. I don't think it's really worth having to go through every one and getting all these rats. Obviously they're being contained in here. Let's just leave them be. So we're going to back up and out of here. All right. So I'm going to move my sheets and grab some of my dice here for the other side, as I'm trying to maneuver around all this here. And well, see if I need a pencil or not. Okay, so taking this out of here, because this is just a weight to try and hold this down, because this was really TP'd up here. Okay, so what we have here is we have a walled area or section, and actually that would be a turbo lift. So we got turbo lifts right here. We go to open the turbo lift, and it's jammed. It will not open for anything. These turbo lifts are, at least this one seems like it's completely shut down. This is like a light computer unit or so, or whatever, but essentially it's like a signpost in the middle. For whatever this once was, it's just got lights on. There's no actual display or anything. It's just showing lights, just illuminating the area pretty good. All right, so we're going to start coming around here. Now we got this thing here. This is like some sort of hover truck. So we're going to check that, seeing it looks like a ramp, and we get that open. We open that up, and it is just old musty and stale and everything else, and it just smells like food that had gone bad. At this point we want to just kind of close it up to save our noses. So that's exactly what we'll try and do, and it does not want to close. So that means that now we have all this foul smell coming around. Not nice. Alright, so we're going to start plugging our noses. Coming off this way, we have another turbo lift. Again, regardless of what that's going to be, these turbo lifts aren't going to work for anything. It's just completely shut down. Possibly damaged when they did this to try and prevent anyone from getting in and out. So all we've got so far is just the one level here. So we enter into here, and what we see is this, which once was a dining hall or something, is now a big laboratory. So this is filled with whatever scientific gibberish that, you know, to a couple pilots not really knowing any of this stuff, and even to the engineer, it is indecipherable. And we're just going to kind of leave that be. If we don't know what it is or whatever, if the Rebel Alliance wants to try and come into here and take this over, we'll make sure that we note that they had some sort of science going on. Looked like it was a possible medical facility, but we don't know exactly what's all going on here, so we'll deal with it as it goes. All right. So as we're coming around here, kind of hitting this area, so we got a corridor here. We'll open the door, we'll see the corridor. So we have something. Let's see here. This one's locked. Try the next one. This one's opened. So we open it up, and this looks like it is a room really meant for some very diminutive people. The beds are about half size, so instead of being like 2 meter long beds, or 1.8 meters or whatever, these are only 1 meter beds. So, and they're stacked up. So we have essentially 6. Instead of being a bunk bed, it's a triple bed. We have 6 beds here. 2 triples, 1 meter, and that's really what we got. Looks like it was set up that way. So as we get into here and we look, we'll see if we can't get Harry. And he doesn't get it on 1. He doesn't get it on 2. And it doesn't seem like that door will open at all on the 3rd try. So we'll go on down to the next one. There are doors here, but we're leaving that be. We're just going to hit this side first. We're going to open this next one, and that one's locked. The next one, again, it's locked. My die seems like it's rolling just 9s. And the last one here, a 12. All right, so that one opens. Again, it's the same thing. So it seems like whatever this was, it was housing some shorter beams of some sort. Not fully certain what it all is, but it's just how things are. Now we'll try on the other side. So we have a door right here. 17. So that door opens up. Not a problem. This is a room set for a normal person. So it's just a real basic room, meant for one normal person. Not certain exactly what we're all looking at. We'll go to the next one here. A 14. This one's got it's open, and it actually does have a like little box here. We'll open up the box. We'll see what we get. And we'll get another 8, 9, another 90 credits out of that box. So I gotta walk around and try and get a pencil here. Alright. So we get another 90 credits to add. So we've gained 172 credits so far. Okay. Stay. Good boy. Alright. We'll check that one. That one's open. This one's got a small computer in here. Looks like everything's kind of corrupted on it. It doesn't really want to turn on, so we'll just kind of leave it as it is. We're going to start going over here, and a 1. That one is like it's bolted shut. The next door, the last one, 5. That one doesn't want to open for me either. We're just going to kind of pass it for now. We're going to kind of come down here. 7. That one's locked. We'll come back out. Now we have doors on here, locked, and then the other one seems like it's bolted shut on that side as well. Just going to continue around. This door we've already tried. Well, we'll try it again. This time it opens, so apparently maybe it was malfunctioning on the one side for the opening. But it opens, and it just opens up this corridor. So as we're all just kind of following each other here. And then we have a door going out here. And that one opens, but again, it's blocked off. So it has that appearance like it was kind of collapsed on purpose again. So for whatever reason, whatever else is going on here, or was once going on here, I don't know. See, we have windows here. So we'll walk down here, looking through the windows. This looks like an entryway into some sort of office or something. We'll sneak down here. We'll try these, but I'll tell you, those don't go anywhere. And we're going to continue on through. Now we have some doors over here. We're not going to worry about those at the moment. We're going to try and hit this block. See what it leads us to and where we go. Alright. Doors seem to be locked shut. Now with this being a kind of looked like an office building inside of our facility here. It may or may not have something here. We're gonna leave that be. I mean, let's face facts. We're a scouting team, so trying to think of it in that regard of, we can send word, say, hey, maybe we should have a group of engineers and some scientists come in here and maybe check this out, because this does seem like it has some promise. And we'll go from that point. All right. So let me put that over here. All right. So we have a hallway here. It looks like it's pretty closed off, but we hear some rumbling. So as we're kind of standing here, kind of slack-jawed, trying to figure out what's going on, some of the debris actually gets moved out of the way. And what we have is a whole bunch of rats. We actually have some bigger rats coming out. So these aren't the little ones. These are large rats. So these rats are about the size of humans. We got 3 of them. And then there's going to be 3 smaller ones right behind it. Trying to get them all posted up here. No, I don't need a dragon. I got a dragon sitting up there. As I share everything all together with D&D and Star Wars and stuff I've done, because we've done some Shadowrun and all that other stuff. So it all kind of gets all mixed together. All right. So now we have some bigger rats. Because we were watching them, I'm going to give us the opportunity to shoot first. All right, so we're going to be lined up something like this. There. All right. James is going to attack that one. Gets a 9. He's got a +4 to hits. These will be a little bit stronger. Alright, so we got a 6, 9. It's still alive. So the other ones were dead at 5 points. 9, this thing is still alive. It looks pretty bloodied though, but it's still alive. Alright, so we have Barry attacking the middle one, and then he's going to go there. Barry has +4 hits. And that one's still alive. So I'm going to have to get some dice here to try and mark how many points we got left. Alright. Let me grab... Let's see, we did 5, 6. Just trying to make sure I know about where I'm sitting on these. And of course, 10. Alright. Okay. Then we have Harry shooting the other one, and he hits, and he rolls a 5. So that one's down. Alright. Now we have Zeros. Zeros is going to try and attack. Of course, Zeros works all the time with Harry, so Zeros wants to help Harry. And Zeros has a 9. He's got a +1. That's a 10. That still misses. Okay. Like I said, I rolled Zeros up as a regular character. So actually he is a specialist level 2, but treating him as a droid. So with the wheels and everything else, seeing I can give him a gun, it's instead of having one of his other tools, maybe he's got a gun in there or something. So we'll just kind of go off of that. They usually say that there's, like, a possibility of some extra area in there, and he doesn't need the handle and all that, so it's just like flops out, and then he's got the gun. All right, so our rats here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rat 1 runs all the way up. They're all going to run up here. It's going to try and attack James, and obviously hits. Alright, so these rats, instead of being a 1d4, I'm going to do as a 1d6. 3 points to James, so that takes him down to 3 vitality. Second rat going on to Barry. Rolls of 15. Barry has a armor class of 17. So Barry's lucky. And then we have Harry here. It rolls a 17. Harry has an armor class of 16. It hits him for 4 points. So vitality up here. Being 12. Alright. Okay. So we'll have James attack that first rat. 7. That's an 11. That's going to miss. Barry attacking hers. 19. That hits. Kills off that rat. That one's gone. And the next one will skitter on up. Yeah, it'll be fine. I think what I'll do, because these are the map is a little rounded at spots, so I'll just kind of set them down there like that. All right. And then we have Harry going over there. Gets a 12. That's enough to hit. And let's see, we have 6 points. That's enough to take out that rat. So another rat comes up. This one's kind of going right here. Alright, the first rat onto James. 15. Not quite enough to hit him. Second one going against Barry. Gets a 17. That is enough because Barry has a if I could speak, that would be wonderful. He has an armor class of 17. So that's enough there. Let's see. Here's my D4. Alright, 3 points. 3 points to Barry. Um, 17. Okay. And James and Barry are a little different, so, and I did that on purpose because I didn't want to have clones of each other. You know, want to make sure that there's a little variety between them. Alright, Harry shoots and he gets a 1. Completely misses. Zeros. He's a 16. Gets a 9. That's a miss. Alright. That first big rat still there gets a 13. That is not enough to get James. Second rat gets a 2. It's not enough for Barry. Third rat gets a 3. Not enough for Harry. Alright. Now we're rolling James to hit that rat. And James gets a 14. That rat should be dead. It only had 1 hit point, so regardless, it was going to be enough. Okay. Barry. Barry gets, unfortunately, a 1. And then we have Harry here. And he gets an 18. He hits his rat for 6, 10, 13 points. So that rat has now gone bye-bye. Zeros is going to try and aid his fellow rebels. trying to shoot at the next one closest to him, which is the one there for Barry. And 8 has a +2 or +1 with dexterity. That's not enough, only a 9. I need a 12 or better. Alright, so that first rat gets a 1, second rat gets a 7. Our rolls are not doing the greatest on either side for the most part. James is attacking that first one, and we got an 11. He's got a +4 on dexterity. Okay, takes care of that rat. One more rat gone. Let's see here. As my phone rings on me. All right. Let's see. That kind of messed me up. James attacked, killed off the rat. Now we have Barry. Got a 3. Harry attacks, gets an 8. Zeros. Needing the 16, does not make it. Alright. Rat attacks Barry. Gets a 13. Barry has a 17, so that's not enough. James shoots, gets a 17, hits the rat. Okay. That's enough to kill off the rat. We hear more skittering. We're going to book on out of here. This place seems to be really infested with these rats. At some point, it's going to wear us down. So that's the way I'm looking at it. So we're going to reply back to the Rebel Alliance. We'll probably fly back, get all healed up and everything else. Drop off the data that we have. And we're going to let them know that, you know, it's a possibility. It looks like it was being used as a medical center, but unfortunately it's got a huge rat infestation, so they may want to go in with an assault team, not just 2 pilots and a mechanic. And keeping that in mind, because that's really what we are. We're just 2 pilots, a mechanic, and a droid. So we're not an assault team. We're not going to be able to clear everything out. We are not geared for that. If they come in with a full assault team or something like that that can clear all that out, that would be different. But that's not us, and that's not our mission nor our goal. And seeing that we're about an hour, this is a very good time for us to kind of start calling our quits for the day. We'll see what kind of adventure we run into next week. So I hope you don't mind the change in the format. Going from where we were with our D6 to our D20 really hasn't changed all that much, just a little bit, and just keeps us going. These guys, they're level 2. Maybe after next adventure, maybe I'll sneak up to level 3 or something like that. I wanted to, because we've done adventures and they've been leveling up, I didn't want to start them off at level 1. I wanted to have them a little bit more experience, but nothing that's going to kind of get them overpowered. That's never my intention. And if it does ever come off that way, I do apologize. It's never been my intention. You know, it's hey, let's have fun doing this. Hopefully you guys like the adventures I'm doing, the different types of things I'm doing. This map itself is a Paizo map. So if you're looking at it and trying to figure out, hey, where do I get that map? This is Starfinder flip map. This is a space station. So as you look at it here, I think it's very fitting for what we were doing here today. If you did want to flip this over, and I'll show you the other side. This seems like a brighter station. This is something I would use if I was doing like a Star Trek type thing or something. Think Star Wars, especially the fact that I'm hitting old bases that are kind of left over, been unused for a while. They're going to be darker, dirtier, dingier. This being a nice brighter station would be something very nice for like a Star Trek, or if you're trying to use a very nice vibrant city. I mean, we have a shop here, a clothing shop. This could be like a hotel, motel, something. We have like a little bar over there in the corner. Trying to think what the other place would be here. Looking at it, maybe another soup shop with a little bit of something else in the back, or maybe it's divided up. Trying to see that very well, often in the angle that I was at. Maybe this is just a storage facility, and then whatever. I don't know. Maybe this is like a little soup shop or something, like a little corner soup stand. And of course, we got little hover bikes here. We have elevators, some sort of little stand here, maybe, some nice garden areas or whatever. So it gives some pretty good possibilities as something to open up. Doing maps like this does work out really nice in those regards. And I do like to pick up a wide variety of maps, because I am all over that spectrum, from D&D to Star Wars, to whether you're doing Shadowrun, D20 Modern, if you're going to do a Star Trek, even for Star Wars, because you could have one place that is like our modern times, maybe something back in the 50s, maybe something farther in the future, whatever it may be. You can run into it. So that is one of the big draws I've had for Star Wars. It's always dealt with smaller groups, typically smaller ships, where that is my one downfall with Star Trek. I like watching the movies. I like watching the TV shows as well. But the only problem is typically you have big ships, and people are used to being able to say, hey, we'll send down an engineering team to fix whatever. For what we had, we can send down 40 people, 50 people, or whatever, to try and clear out those rats, stuff like that. So it's not like it's just a small group. So trying to get a small ship, so it's just a small group to take care of whatever it is, that's where the issues come in with Star Trek. If you watch the series, there's always a transporter accident or something going on that you can't get extra people in, or whatever the case was. Maybe they sent them down, but the ship had to go somewhere else, and they're left for fending for themselves, fighting for themselves, whatever the case was. All those things. So this is just my take on how to do things. Whether you agree or disagree, let me know. This is just my silly take. I do this for fun, and it's trying to have fun and excitement and everything else in a very harmless way. I don't bother anybody else. It's just being silly, and that's what I go for. So thank you so very much for joining us. I'm glad to have you sit around my pool table and share the adventure with me. Hope you have a wonderful day, and keep bricking.